we are loud, obnoxious, and completely inappropriate. Viewers' discretion is strongly advised. Show. This is episode 14, recorded live March 4th, 2019. My name is Leonard. I am joined by few people, Mark, Derek, and Chad. Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, guy.
Hey.
Hey, and Derek is here. How you doing, Derek?
Doing good.
Doing good. Awesome. Hey, guys. So if you guys are watching us live at YouTube and Twitch, our chat rooms are open. Please join us in our conversation. So, our first topic is it's pretty interesting. It is Microsoft HoloLens 2, a great leap closer to mixed reality. This new $3,500 US headset aimed not to you or to me, but for businesses. Microsoft claimed that it is the only holographic device that can display 47 pixels per degree of a field of view, making 8-point font readable. This laser-powered display uses a waveguide slender glass panel that reflects holographic projector in your eyes. This HoloLens might be also practical use for current enterprise users, such as hospitals. That's actually pretty cool. I can't wait to see that, eh?
Are we talking about basically Google Lens? Essentially,
but this one's a little bit more higher end. But check this out. Microsoft just signed a $479 million contract to supply HoloLens to help prototype an augmented reality system for the U.S. Army, both training and combat. This helps provide battlefield awareness in the front lines, and could help medics both gather vital health data and communicate with doctors. Microsoft and Army has pitched HoloLens as a potential life-saving tools, but objectors have argued that it turns this peaceful technology into a game-like weapon that detaches soldiers from reality, from wars of reality. What do you guys think about that? Is this the wave of like new thing for combat, or are they literally making this tool for gaming and for like enterprise level like hospitals into a potential weapon?
I suppose in the wrong hands it could be. From what I read, it sounds more logical as business, like in construction or architecture and stuff like that.
Does it feel like it's like what's in that movie? They use VR glasses.
Lawnmower Man?
No.
What, Ready Player One?
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Ready Player One, yeah.
But I don't think that these glasses would act like that. I think the soldier can see through. I don't think it's really intended is the way we're talking about for Ready Player One, though.
And you can't even pick up or move objects.
Yeah, but this alternate reality piece, that gives additional information on the battlefield, something the military has been working on for a decade. They want to have this to have every general know what every soldier is seeing, in real time or something to that effect, so they have a good overview of the battlefield. They've been trying to do that for a very long time, and having a visual display of having where your other buddies are in relation to yourself, so it reduces friendly fire incidents, I assume, because you'll have a notification on the heads-up display saying, hey, here's your buddy over there, kind of idea.
Do you think the soldiers will be out of touch with reality or the real life of war if they actually have these goggles?
Well, as saying that none of us here have been to war that I know of, I don't think any of us can really make that statement. But I would have the assumption that I don't think with mortars blowing up around you and so forth, you'd have any detachment from reality. I really don't think so.
Mark, how about you? You're a gamer. What do you think about this? Is it gonna be? We'll look at the gaming perspective here. You think there's gonna be a next step to gaming?
Well, in regards to gaming, I mean, everybody's trying to get VR off, but it hasn't taken off. It's taken off, but it hasn't taken off to like it's not like everybody's gunning for it, right? I mean, it's out there. You see it in malls. You see it in arcades. You see it like you even see it in amusement parks. I mean, again, like Derek was saying, I mean, this has been going on. Like the military has been trying to develop something like this for years now. I mean, there's situational awareness. Like right now, all these guys are like, from what, you know, I don't know what since I'm not in the military, I can't really comment as to what this is going to happen. But I mean, from what you see in what they portray in the media, like soldiers are wearing body cams and you have one central unit that monitors everyone's life stats and everything like that. Does that actually really happen? So we'll see. Like, I mean, again, with any new technology that comes out or anybody developing something, of course, the military is going to look at it and see how can we use it, right?
I mean, I think that technology might be even better. You talk about life signs and so forth, and I think there's a lot of benefit to that because in Vietnam, the fact they had Hueys there, dedicated rescue helicopters, really increased the survival rate of soldiers in the field. And what often happens is, you'd have them in a battle or something, and you'd have to call for a helo to come in and get your buddy out, right? But if there's a dispatch that knows, hey, this guy just got hit, and you haven't radioed in to say, come get my buddy or whatever, right? And they know that he's hit and he needs medical attention, even possibly how severe the injuries are, that they would just dispatch a group of people to come and collect them, right? Something to that effect. And I think there's a lot of benefit to that.
In a real normal consumer level, you think the HoloLens is actually gonna be a very practical unit for like, okay, in other words, in the future, would you use a HoloLens for like in your, like, for example, if you need to go to a museum or anything like that, or if you decide to go to a museum in London, instead of going to the museum, you just use a HoloLens. Is that gonna be sort of it takes your perspective differently, like especially in travel? What do you guys think? Do you rather in the future you think they'll just use the HoloLens or some type of VR lens to walk around another town, or
just say if you're at the ROM, you put on these VR lens and you could go.
Hey, Chad, I think you just lost you, dude.
I think we just lost Chad.
Chad, what were you saying?
I think we lost him.
Yeah, we lost Chad. Looks like he's just frozen.
I think his point, something to the effect was, it depends what we're talking about. So if you're talking
Game Boy,
there was a delay.
Sorry, Chad, we lost you. What were you saying?
Like that never stuck. Virtual Boy.
Oh yeah, Virtual Boy. So if you guys are younger than us, Virtual Boy is this little thing you put on top of it's a Game Boy, virtual Game Boy. It didn't take off. It's kind of crap.
Couldn't even stand up.
Yeah, exactly. So Derek, what were you saying?
I was just saying that for this kind of technology to take off, when your example was, would you use this to look at the Sistine Chapel versus going there? So I think there's some educational value for kids who are in schools to have a look at this, but I don't think anything would take the place of standing in that hall and looking up and having the senses and the smells around you and so forth. That would take the place of that. But from an educational perspective, I think there's a lot of value there.
Yeah. How about you, Mark? What do you think?
Oh, sorry, I've been just back and forth between here and Chad, and just to say, like, Platinum does make a good point here. There's you still have to go in person. There's other senses that you experience in person, like scent, the scent, etc. Again, like what Derek was saying, it's great if for a educational purposes, especially for kids who can't fly over to Europe, or for other people who can't travel, right? Who can't even for any reason why they can't leave a country, or they're not permitted to travel. So,
and you got to remember, when we're talking about immersive VR versus what we're talking about, those are two different things, right? When I'm thinking about gaming, I'm thinking about immersive VR. And with immersive VR, they can go pretty crazy. They can have you on a platform that moves in any direction, and you can be physically interacting with that VR environment. And I think that, similar to Ready Player One, that would be what, from a gaming perspective, what you would want. Either sitting in that chair or doing something like that. Although I have to say, I'm curious to know what you think, Mark, about, would it be better to be on a platform and moving in all directions, or would it be better to be in a physical chair? What do you think?
In a gamer's perspective.
Again, it depends upon the game, right? When you're looking at something like Skyrim, Skyrim VR, it's an immersive world, and you literally have to transverse on a treadmill like apparatus to simulate your movement. It'll get tiring. Like, literally, you'll get tired out. So depending upon the game, and how long you're going to be playing, like, I can do a session that's an hour and a half long.
So no open world maps. We don't want to do open world maps. We'll get tired running across Breath of the Wild. We'll just get way too tired.
Well, if you look at the perspective of, let's say, let's use an example of Ready Player One. The way that they were doing it in movies is like they have a platform that can move anywhere, right? Even just let's say playing Call of Duty. You think that's gives you that realistic feel?
Well, they have those vests that you can feel the bullet shots.
Yeah,
you can feel the impact.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, there's that. Like, there's that sensory apparatus that you can wear. Again, even Call of Duty, like, when you look at it again, it's hard. Like, if it's a first person shooter type of game and you're on a platform and you're running, yeah, you're gonna be tired within half an hour, 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
But would that add to the realism? If you're in a firefight and you're there and you're like and tired out, and you're being shot at, and you still got to go on to get to cover, I think that would add some value to the play.
It can.
Definitely.
It can. It all depends upon how it's implemented, right? See, the thing is, what's so hard is I've never tried VR. And the reason why I've never tried fully setting up a VR system, for one, it's the price, and two, I got sick. So that's the problem. If you don't properly configure your VR and it's not how you want to set it up, you're gonna get motion sickness, and a lot of people have. A lot of people have suffered that. Some people's, like, I had a guy I work with. He can play it fine, but once his wife puts it on, she wants to throw up. So it's hard.
What's the name of that VR now that's actually out right now? That's like before they announced this. It's like super expensive. You need like dedicated hardware for this. I can't remember the name of it.
There's a few. There's the ones for PS4. There's the one for.
This one's like you have to use like a full gaming rig, PC. HC something, but yeah, that one uses wands, like I think they call it wands. So you have to have like joysticks or like thing in both of your hands and your goggles.
There's the HTC Vive.
Because that one.
There's the Oculus Rift.
Oculus Rift, that's it. Yeah. Well, right? That one is actually pretty good too, but apparently this HoloLens is supposed to be better than that.
I look at it like this. I look at it that nobody really likes 3D the majority of the time. but it's still there. They push it on you and so forth. I feel like VR right now is that kind of medium where they're just kicking at it, but until they have some mechanism where they can address those issues that Mark was talking about, I think it's just not going to take off the way they want it to.
Mm-hmm.
You think that the technology still needs to be, what are we looking at, 10 more years before it became more mainstream, or is it just going to be strictly for enterprise?
There have to be an integration, and what we're talking about, there has to be an integration of some platform where the player can become immersive, and just having Oculus Rift goggles on, to me, doesn't really make a full VR experience in that way, right? And I think when they have a platform, either a treadmill or a jury-rigged platform that you're standing on or sitting in that can move like it does in Ready Player One, something similar to that, I don't think you'll find that it's going to be a lot of investment from people in doing that. How many people do you know that have an Oculus Rift or a VR or anything to that effect?
I've used the Samsung VR thing.
I only know one person who has a VR setup.
Right. And it's not, and you're right, there is a cost question about it, but really in the end, there's not that many games for it that you can play with it. It's not, as you said, there's a lot of
Tomb Raider. CS:GO.
Well, Mark, you said you never tried it because you feel sick.
Okay, the thing is, I've tried it, a display model, and I got sick. Again, I don't know which one it was. I put it on, I looked at it, and I started feeling some motion sickness. And I'm the guy who loves roller coasters. I go on boats, I go on bass boats, and we're doing whatever 120 kilometers an hour across the water, and I'm completely fine. I put this on, I was like, okay, I had to take it off right away. Again, but it wasn't set up for me. It wasn't configured to my physical body specification, right? So there's that. There's still a setup to it. So again, and then I also don't have it. It's because
it's just a waste of money for now.
It's not a waste. It's not a waste of money, and I don't think it's a waste of money. I just can't afford it, right? What is it like? How much is a set of Oculus Rift going for right now?
I think it's less than the $3,500 that they're selling.
Well, there's one Oculus Rift here on Amazon for 449 Canadian. The HTC Vive Pro is $1,000 Canadian. There's the Oculus Go standalone at 269, like 270. So like, and there's just the Vive Pro Virtual, which is $1,800.
Yeah.
So again, like it all depends upon,
It's for the selected few that's willing to use it.
Again, it's a technology. It's it's a technology that you want to be. Or do you want to be one of the first people to try it and have it, or are you going to be the one who's going to wait until it gets it's developed more, or it gets more mainstreamed? Again, it's just like buying new technology. Does everybody want to? Did everybody jump on the RTX bandwagon for NVIDIA's new graphics card? I did, but as of now, the benefits to it is none. Like it's very slim pickings for the benefits of RTX.
Yeah,
and a lot of us feel it's a waste of money, but I wanted to be one of the few people to try it out.
Okay. Chad, any thoughts about this, or you're just copacetic right now?
It's not going to change, and if a percentage of the population gets motion sickness, then they got to work on that first.
Well,
so they're not going to make many sales if people are getting motion sickness off of it.
How about you, Derek?
And I think that would be the same with business too. If you're doing it for a business and you're getting sick, no one's going to invest.
I mean, Gorzo just says take gravel. Just take gravel to get rid of motion sickness. And
So we're gonna have people popping Gravol pills. Well, okay, I'm gonna go play, man. I'm just gonna pop some pills. Let's go.
well, I know. I mean, Platinum and Gorzo are actually having a great conversation about motion sickness, and again, stemming from the HoloLens, the immersive experience. Like how we go to the movies, they got D-Box now, right? And some people have gotten sick just sitting in the D-Box seats, right?
Okay, here's the
You don't
question.
even have to do that. You can just sit behind them and you get the same experience.
That's exactly true. I do that.
Actually, we used the example of the D-Box thing for Cineplex. If you use the D-Box chair, if you sit on it and actually wear the goggles to give you sort of more more immersive feel to it, would you guys want to try that?
What goggles?
Let's just say we'll use the example here, the HoloLens, for example.
I would.
If you get a D,
I try it out. Like, I mean, if D-Box, HoloLens, and if the price is right, yeah, I'll sit down there and I'll try it once. I've tried D-Box once. I think I chose the wrong movie for it, but yeah, I mean, like, for example, if you're watching a Fast and Furious movie, right, and especially the car scenes, you put that on and you with the motions, make sure you put some, pop some Gravol before going in those chair, and then and try it out.
You're set to go. Yeah. Okay.
I would try it out. Any perfect movie that I would love to have that try out. Top Gun 2.
Okay, off topic. Are they still planning to make that?
Yes, they are actually in the middle of filming.
Oh, really?
They're making it right now. It's delayed by a year, but they are making it. I believe they were on the Eisenhower. I think that's the one.
Who's still?
And they actually they dusted off a Tomcat and put it right on the deck.
Really?
Wait a sec. Are they actually using Tomcats in the movie? I thought they would update it a little.
No. Okay, well, see, from the premise of the movie itself, it's basically the old school fighter pilots versus the new school drone pilots.
Oh, I see.
Right? And of course, it being Tom Cruise, Maverick being back in, they brought his iconic Tomcat back.
Right.
Not sure if they're gonna fly it, but it was in some still shots that were taken off of the one of the U.S. The carriers. But yeah, they brought that out. So I would love to see. I'm waiting for it to come out.
Well, FYI, guys, if you guys want to watch Top Gun, it is in Netflix, I think. Netflix or Amazon, but they are out.
I got the 25th anniversary. I think I got a 20th or 25th anniversary DVD of that, man.
So
I'm tempted to watch it.
Back to the.
You've never seen it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Oh, okay. All right. I just want to make sure.
Sorry, Chad.
Sorry, Chad. What were you saying?
Back to the VR, and especially with what Mark brought up about roller coasters. Have you ever tried one of those? Do virtual reality version or experience the real thing?
Have you tried both? I've tried both.
I haven't seen the VR, but like.
I would always take the roller coaster over anything else. Always.
I will still take the real. I'll take the real roller coaster. There's just this thing about when you're sitting in the front at 93 miles per hour and you're feeling that pressure right in your face. Millennium Force.
At Wonderland.
Yeah, Yukon Striker.
Yeah.
Oh, well, apparently they can actually go do a roller coaster with a VR headset now.
Yes, you can, and that's what I'm saying.
Magic Mountain?
I don't know, but here, I think it's Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, there's a thing, a kids thing at Chuck E. Cheese where you actually lie down on some chairs, like you're reclined a bit, and they have a roller coaster. It's like a roller coaster scene, ride, and you basically follow the actual seats move in the direction that the roller coaster is going in. They actually have fans in this unit that blows wind towards you, so you can feel like you got wind blowing on you. And this is not a kid's thing. So, if you count that as virtual reality, I tried it. I enjoyed it for the little brief 30 seconds of it.
Yeah. So FYI, it is Six Flags. It's a VR roller coaster. And it's Six Flags Galaxy Attack. That's the name of the roller coaster. It's so you You ride a roller coaster and you put a VR goggles in it.
Oh, I want to try that.
Yeah. I think it was just a demo thing. It's pretty cool though. Huh. Well, it's here. Hopefully it gets better and cheaper. If you're using a Samsung phone, you can actually use it, or even Google phone actually has that card thingy, VR. Did you have to assemble yourself and use it? I didn't look at that. It was like $30 for a piece of cardboard.
Wait.
You have it?
I believe I do.
It's for $30 for a cardboard.
Yeah,
it is $30 for a cardboard, but guess what? I didn't pay for this.
Have you tried it? Have you tried it?
Did you get it with your phone or something like that?
The Google Cardboard, this thing right here.
Yeah, but did you get it with your phone or something like that?
I believe somebody did get this with their phone, and they gave me 2 of them. So I actually have 2 of these things.
Have you used it?
I can't remember. I believe, you know what? I think I have, but yeah, they're just like,
Just
I still have a viewfinder somewhere.
let's see. But I don't think my phone will ever fit in this.
Well, it should if it's just gonna be if you just slide it in, right?
No, I don't think my phone's gonna fit in this because, like, my phone will not fit in this.
Huh.
Yeah, see, my phone's not gonna fit. The S9 won't fit in this. So, I guess I gotta find a phone. Wait, do I have an S7 up here? Oh, yeah, here's an S7 with no case. Nope, it won't close either.
I think it's old.
Yeah, I think it's designed for what Nexus phone thing.
Oh wait, do I have an
Speaking of old, I have a viewfinder still.
The what?
A viewfinder.
Is that the one with the ring?
Round slides.
Oh. You're dating yourself, my friend.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, final thoughts with this VR thing before we go to the next topic?
The HoloLens?
Yeah.
It's a wait and see.
Wait and see. How about you, Derek? Wait and see, or you're just gonna get it when the price drops?
No, it's gonna be a wait and see.
How about
I
you,
want
Chad?
the full immersive.
Oh, you want the full thing, like a holodeck style. I would too.
That's what I want.
How about you,
I
Chad?
can't see it sticking. It hasn't worked in the past. There's a long ways to go.
So you think it's gonna die?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm with Derek. I want to see the full holodeck style. Let's go straight to our next topic. I think you guys are gonna like this one. Amazon discontinued its quick dash button. Amazon physical button dash buttons are no more. The e-commerce giant has stopped selling its quickie tap to order dash button on February 28th. The Amazon dash button gives customers ways to quickly order necessities like detergent, paper towel, hand soap, and shaving cream and condoms. It's easy for it was an easy decision by Amazon taking it out from the market and concentrate on IoT devices like Alexa on their hands-free shopping via Echo devices. While this button is no longer available for purchasing, Amazon will continue supporting them for current customers who are still relying on those devices to one-tap ordering. Do you guys heard about this, or do you guys really care about this?
I had to look it up.
I know they have more than one, but the only one I ever saw was the detergent one. Probably because that's the only place I ever seen it in their commercials. But I've never known a single person that actually had one.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah, when I saw it the first time, I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. You can order your stuff through one button." But that was like a couple of commercials, and that was it. It was back in 2015 when it started.
Yeah, but you know what?
I thought it was older than that.
Yeah, 2015.
I mean, but when you look at it, it's a moot point now with Alexa.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. I mean, for people who don't have an Alexa device like an Echo or any device, Sure, it may think, but again, you can just go to a grocery store and pick it up.
Well, and putting that aside for a minute, if you have detergent in your favorites in your Amazon app, the difference in time that it takes you to pull out your phone, open up the app, click on your favorites, and click order, whatever, is not going to be significantly more than pressing the button. You know what I mean? As an argument for that, right?
Okay, there's an argument. Let's see. You shave off by pressing a button and then picking up your app. You shave off about 30 seconds, maybe 40 seconds.
Perhaps.
Right?
But let me ask you this: how often do you order detergent? How often do you get detergent?
My family maybe every 2 weeks.
Okay,
Okay, we can't use your family as a benchmark here.
That's a bad example to give. That's a very bad example.
Oh, plus again, when you look at your detergent, what room are you in already? You're in your laundry room or wherever your washing machine is and where your laundry detergent is. If you place the button right there, you look at, oh, I'm right, boom, you press the button, you're done.
Well, here's the thing though. It's like, do you ever walk around without your phone at home?
Yes.
You know, and I don't necessarily think it was ever a terrible idea. I would not say that.
Like I said, you know what? No, I mean, again, they brought out an idea in 2015. When did Alexa come out?
2017, I think.
Okay, so 2 years before Alexa. Guess what? To them, they looked at Alexa and they have they have their stats and I think they're finding more people just saying, "Hey Alexa, order me Tide detergent. Hey Alexa, order me Gain. Hey Alexa, whatever."
And unfortunately, people that are listening to the podcast now have all these things ordered on their system.
Alexa, buy a computer.
Oh my god, that's so funny because I have a Google Mini at home and we have it right underneath the TV.
Oh, sorry, I just triggered my Alexa. I think it's ordering a computer now.
I keep firing Alexa.
But what happened was we have it right underneath TV and it's brand new. So I said, okay, let's bring up a YouTube video and see what other people have done with this. Guess what? My Google Mini was going off like crazy. I had to actually turn it off.
Oh yeah. Oh, so. Alexa. Oh great! I just triggered it again. Mrs. A. I actually changed it to computer, and I ending up watching Star Trek. So when Data actually says computer, it triggered Mrs. A. But yeah, like to be honest with you guys, this is a great idea from the beginning. It's actually one of the first generation of IoTs out there, and it worked. People started using it. To be honest with you, I think it just died after like a month. I think it became sort of like a novelty thing.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
The only way these buttons, I think, that would be a success is for people who actually can't speak. All they need to do is press the button.
Yeah. Again, that's great. Like, I mean, that's a great point, Chad. Like, those who are mute or deaf and and can't speak.
I think they could still use the app though to order it, but I take your point.
They could.
I think this pre-app.
I stopped talking to Alexa. I just type in everything now.
I get this feeling they had this because it's pre-Echo.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Right? It's like they had this. It was great. To them, they thought it was an innovation that it's gonna help them with their orders, and it may have. They brought out the Echo, and now, like I said, they're seeing that a lot more people are probably using that, and that's why they decided to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Gorzo says Alexa doesn't understand Chad.
Chad, are you yelling at Mrs. A? If you are, you gotta be nicer to her. Seriously, if you say thank you once in a while.
I talk regularly and I end up having to fire Alexa. You should try it.
Oh, what's this? Now would you just yell upstairs, Alexa, order detergent? LOL. Yeah. That's from Platinum. You can just go yell upstairs.
Yeah.
Or yell towards the TV.
Well, again, this is a first gen, I think, IoT. In my opinion, it did a great thing. It's supposed to do what it did what it's supposed to do. Right?
Yeah.
And now we have a better technology to replace it. I don't blame Amazon doing it. it's just a evolution of IoTs.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait for the next one, to be honest with you. But speaking of apps itself, I'm not sure about you guys, because every time I have to get something from Amazon, just one thing, I end up like shopping around. So I think having the one button is actually still a good thing to have, especially you only need one thing, or else your cart will just be full. Other things you don't need.
Yeah, that's called self-control, boy.
Yeah, especially Amazon. It's so many things.
Self-control.
You don't need to buy $1,000 of audio video equipment right now. It doesn't have to happen.
No.
Speaking of which, I still want that camera that I saw on Kijiji.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. All right. So, last thoughts with this one before we go to the next one.
Self-control, Leonard.
Self-control. Okay. I have a topic here that I want to talk about, but I'm actually gonna skip it. I'm gonna wing this one. I have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Next weekend is Captain Marvel. I want to know your expectations.
It's this weekend, not next weekend.
Sorry, this weekend.
This weekend.
This weekend. Thank you. This weekend is Captain Marvel. What is your expectations on this movie?
I think it's
Who
going
wants to go?
to end up being...
Who wants to go first? Chad, you want to go first in this one?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, Chad, looks like you jumped into it, so you go first.
I think you're going to get the same response everybody got to with Wonder Woman, except 10 times more. She is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe, and every little girl's going to be running around in Halloween as Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not be a mainstream character, but now they've made her into what's going to be a mainstream character, and people are going to learn about her, and it's just going to blow up.
You know what? With this being Marvel's first female lead movie for them, you know, Chad has a point that it will blow up. However, there's been some small controversies with it already, because for some reason or another, if you look at Rotten Tomatoes, the score has been diminishing, and I believe it's because some people or some comments Brie Larson had made in the past is coming to light.
Well, let's not look at the movie in that regard. I mean, I think I think she's put out personal opinions, I think, that sort of connected to the movie in a way that maybe that's impacting people's opinions on it. But for me, I have no expectations of the movie.
Neither do I.
Really don't. I want to go in. I want to be entertained. I generally find I'm entertained with Marvel movies, and that's what I like. Do I get to laugh? Do I get to see a little action? You know, some decent acting. That's what I want out of it. I don't need it to be some bubble thing like Black Panther. Black Panther was hailed and hurled, and you know, it was a decent Marvel movie. You know, but I think people, as Chad said, will build it up or have a huge opinion on it. And I don't think that as the general person who's going to see the Marvel movie would necessarily have such a strong rooted opinion in it.
It's basically starting the next phase. Phase 4.
Okay. Again, having said that, you know that, Chad. I don't know that. I'm just the guy going the movie. I know it's a girl lead. That's all I know. She has powers. Apparently, they're really great. Don't know. Apparently, hang on, let me finish. Apparently, Nick Fury had one of the most powerful people in the universe on his little device that he could text at any time.
From the 80s.
The ending, and he doesn't call her. I don't know. I mean, you know, I can poke holes there, but still.
Sorry. Gorzo has some comments for us. Self-control, Leonard.
Okay.
Speak clear, Chad, and I should get the camera. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get that camera. Oh, by the way, there is also going to be Gorzo's Halloween costume to be Captain Marvel.
Oh, dear.
So we already have a winner.
So, are you, Leonard, what are you going to be as Halloween, a sailor?
A sailor, yes. I'm going to be one of those stripper sailors. Why not?
I know what.
I have nothing to lose, damn it. But so Mark, so I believe that you guys has no expectation whatsoever.
You know what? Here, if it's a comic book movie, I enjoy all of them.
Mm-hmm.
From DC to Marvel to whatever. If it's based on a comic book, I'll I enjoy it. Wait, what was that new Netflix movie with Middleton?
Umbrella Academy.
No. Oh, actually, I want to watch that.
It's supposed to be really good.
It is good. I've watched it.
No, it's an actual movie. It was like a 2-hour movie with Vanessa Hudgens and what's his name? Van Middleton.
It was a Netflix movie?
Yeah. Crap. It was based off a graphic novel.
Let's send that to the chat room. See if they know.
Yeah, if you guys don't name that movie that Mark was talking about in Netflix, let us know.
Back to Marvel. I guess this is based Mark. Did you hear Marvel's news recently about comics? About their comics? Actually, no, it's not Marvel. It's more Disney. That they're contemplating canceling the comics because they're not making any money contributions and their earnings are down.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Disney's contemplating cutting Marvel Comics, not producing Marvel Comics
They're
anymore.
making more money than Disney alone.
Not the comics.
Look,
They're saying that the sales
you
are
gotta
down
cancel the
because people
comics
get
that makes them money.
merchandise, the movies, and the parks and everything.
Yeah, that's a bad move in their end.
Everything is based off the comics. You don't have the comics, you don't have a movie.
That's right.
So I'm worried about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. Well, we'll see. I got this feeling they're not gonna cut something that they're making.
Michelle's
making
right.
money.
Michelle 289 got it. Polar. That's the movie. Polar. Yeah.
I think I've seen it, but I haven't opened it.
The name is familiar, but I can't quite place it.
Mads Mikkelsen. Why? That's why. It's Mads Mikkelsen. I'm like Mads Mikkelsen. It's about an assassin, and he's retiring. I don't want to spoil everything, but he's retiring.
Okay, I have it here.
There you go. You got it. You brought it up. You can go ahead and.
He's a world top assassin, Duncan Vizel, getting into retirement when his former employer marked him as a liability to the firm. Against his will, he finds himself back in the game, going head to head with an army younger killers. So it's Mad Mikkelsen, Vanessa Hutchinson, Kathleen Winnick.
So, Mark, would you recommend it then? Is that what you're saying here?
Like I said, a lot of people didn't like it. I enjoyed it. So it's one of those things. It was just one of those movies. Like, again, it could be the worst comic book movie, but I'll still enjoy it because it's a comic book movie. You know what I mean? What was another comic book movie that was a bomb?
Fantastic Four and the remake.
Yes, Fantastic Four. All three Fantastic Fours. The two originals.
Why can't they get that right? Why can I not get that right? I don't understand.
It was Sony.
Yes,
I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, it was Sony.
Who else? Sony owns another Marvel comic, right? Is it Spider-Man?
Sony had the rights to Spider-Man, and Fox had the rights to the X-Men. Now with Fox being bought out by Disney's, like the media part.
Okay.
Yeah, that was funny.
I thought he was just thinking.
What?
That was a really funny spot too.
Are you back, Mark?
I guess I am.
You
You
probably
just
like
stopped
this. It was,
halfway. You stopped halfway. Next to you, we were like, "Oh, he's thinking really hard," and we realized he just froze.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, what were we saying?
I was just saying, it's like, with Fox being bought out now by Disney, like the media side of Fox being bought out by Disney, we might see that hopefully a Wolverine Deadpool movie.
I'm hearing Wolverine and Avengers.
That could be happening too.
Really?
X-Men coming aboard. Oh, by the way, speaking of Marvel, guys see the Dark Phoenix trailer?
No. Is it like cartoon or is it gonna be real life?
No, real life, like the people with the same cast and crew from X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
Is it just a one-off or is this a series?
oh, the Dark Phoenix?
Yeah.
No, it's part of the series. You know how
There's a lot
Jean
happens with.
you know how
Dark Phoenix.
Jean accessed the Dark Phoenix power when they were fighting Apocalypse at the end of the movie?
Yeah.
Well, it's just going off from there.
So she's gonna end up in the sun.
Yeah, I guess. Well, from what I saw from the trailers, they're in space, they're on Earth,
Yeah.
so
well, to be honest with you guys, I only saw like one X-Men movie. That was like the first one, and I actually
You
stopped
suck.
watching it.
well, again, let's see who was the director? Bryan Singer.
Yeah.
Well, when is that supposed to be coming out
This year.
this year?
Yeah, could give me 1 second here.
I think it's in June.
Well, back to Captain Marvel. Who's watching it this weekend?
Not me.
Are you
guys
watching
are-
Midnight?
are you going, Mark? Sorry, what did you say?
No, I won't be able to. It comes out. Sorry, Dark Phoenix comes out June 7th. And no, I because of prior engagements, I won't be able to watch it this weekend.
Opening. Oh, you normally watch an opening night.
I usually watch Marvel's not opening night, the day before, so Thursdays.
Okay.
Wow, you're really into it, aren't you?
Oh, hardcore there, eh?
Actually, I'm like, you know what? I'm glad that they did actually started doing the 7 o'clock shows, because I usually go and do the midnight shows on a Thursday. When they said it was a midnight show, it's literally at midnight. I did all pretty much the last 5 Harry Potter movies. I did that, the midnight shows. The Hunger Games, I did the midnight shows. All the Star, not the Force Awakens. Some of the Star.
Were they packed? Were they
Yeah.
packed?
They were packed. That's why I always had Ultra AVX, and I bought my season ticket when Ultra AVX came out. And then when it wasn't Ultra AVX, I was lining up.
Jesus.
I was lining up. I was there at the theater an hour and a half, 2 hours early, and I'm like in the line. And then I don't get my popcorn until like I find my seat, and then I go get it.
You're one of those guys that put their jackets on top and just like hope for the best.
Oh, it's more than just my jacket.
You just dump everything there.
I set up barbed wire. I set up everything. Yeah. No,
Well, we're planning to watch it this weekend, so.
well, enjoy, guys. Don't tell me anything. Don't say anything to me until I watch it.
Are you planning to watch it before Monday?
Dude, I can't watch it on the weekend.
So you're not gonna be
I'm gonna
able.
watch
So
it before Monday.
there's a blackout until until you watch
So,
it. Then.
will you be going alone, or will your wife be going with you, or what's the deal?
Most of these times I go by myself. I don't like going. I prefer going to movies by myself.
Why?
Why?
Does your wife talk?
It's not that. It's just anybody around me always talks. And
But you're surrounded by people anyway in the theater. That doesn't make much sense.
No, because I have one side. I sit on the sides, where there's 1 or 2 people, like those 1 or 2 seaters, and and I just sit there. I'm not in the middle. I just sit there. I have my popcorn, my movie, and boom, I just watch the movie. And I get hyper focused in the movie. That's why if I miss any dialogue, I get pissed. that's why I prefer watching movies by myself. And I experienced that joy of watching a movie by myself back in 1989 when I watched Batman at Victoria Terrace. And ever
Jesus.
since then, I wanted to watch movies by myself.
Man, you're definitely dating yourself if you say Victoria Terrace. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you guys don't know where Victoria Terrace is, actually in Scarborough. So,
Yeah.
like suburbs outside downtown
Hey.
Toronto.
It's the cheapest date I can get.
Cheapest date or cheapest day?
Cheapest date if I date myself. You know? Everybody, like when I go out, when I do that, everybody enjoys the food. Everybody enjoys the movie that they're watching. Everybody's there's no complaints.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so
Cool. So this weekend is gonna be Captain Marvel. We'll let you guys know how it is. We'll just make sure we'll kick Mark out before we start talking about it on Monday. If you decide to watch before Monday, then we can talk about it. If it's not, stay tuned for that conversation.
He knows what's gonna happen.
What's that, Chad?
He knows what's gonna happen.
She's gonna save the world.
More or less.
all I want to know is what I really want to know are about those coordinates on the plane. That's it.
What coordinates on the plane?
Let's not get into this, gentlemen.
Okay,
No.
okay. We'll talk about. We'll talk
The
about
Kree
it.
are coming. Actually, the Kree are already here. So
Oh,
Oh dear. Okay, guys. It is time. It is time to call it a day. It is late.
oh, so we're not doing
Yes.
that last topic?
You want to
think
talk about
we-
the last topic? It's actually
Well, we have like 5 minutes left or something,
okay.
right?
Cool. Okay, let's talk about the last topic. Okay, Tokyo 2020 medals are being made with recycling waste. All
Oh,
medals from the
this, right.
2020 and Paralympic Games in Tokyo will be made full with recycling electronic waste, according to the organizer. The project was started in 2017 to collect enough electronic waste, including old smartphones and laptops. The recycled metals has been collected from Japan's public as well as business industries. Their aim is to collect 30.3 kilograms of gold, 4,100 kilograms of silver, and 2,700 kilograms of bronze. Tokyo will be releasing their design of their medals later this year. I think this is the first time they're actually collecting recycled materials for their medals.
No, I think
No?
they did that with the Rio games.
For Rio?
I think no, yeah, not as much, but I mean they didn't use recycled material, and you know what? I give 2 thumbs up.
Yes.
so do I.
I highly approve of this. With the amount of electronic waste that's going into dumps and everything like that, and then all this metals, and then getting it out of the landfills, all the lead, mercury, and all the other chemicals that's used to make these PCBs and all these electronics, getting it out, recycling it for another purpose like this is great.
I agree. Because that right now, all our stuff that we actually have right now, our phones and our laptops, that's lots of metals, brand new metal. They don't even recycle metals going into those phones and laptops and computers, right?
But here's the thing.
Barely.
Imagine 30 kilograms of gold that they're gonna collect in these electronic devices.
It's a lot.
How much is 30 kilograms of gold?
30 kilograms? I don't know, dude.
I think it's
Doesn't
like
seem
what,
like a lot.
That's not
No.
very much at all. No.
30 kilograms?
Yeah.
Well, they
How
can't.
much is it for a gram of gold?
The cost?
What's the cost of a gram of gold?
Let me check.
People don't realize that there's a lot of valuable metals. that
Okay.
go into
Here,
computers.
I'm gonna put this on the screen here. According to Google, a gram of gold is $41.
Okay, now that's a gram. And how many grams are in a kilogram?
Kilogram, 1,000.
1,000.
So a kilogram of gold is $41,000.
Okay, and they want to get 30 kilos?
Yes.
I think we should start recycling our own electronics.
Well, it's not just gold, but it's platinum, it's other
Platinum.
precious metals.
Yeah.
You know,
But I'm just saying, 30 kilograms of gold. And I'm like, You know how much electronic waste you would need to find 30 kilograms of gold?
Well, okay, just look at the mobile phones then. The mobile phones probably has like gold in their processors, gold in the
Yeah.
some of the conductors,
And then what
battery
is it?
conductors.
Monster Cable has gold connectors.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, FYI, don't buy Monster cables because they're crap. Keep that in
That's
mind. They're
personal opinion.
overpriced.
Okay, we're not gonna get any money
Yeah.
from those guys.
But either way, Monster, if you
no, that's the door. No.
But okay, you know what I mean? Like, think about how much work where can you get it? Like, I guess how much I have tons of electronic equipment here. I don't have enough to make a gram of gold.
Don't they have like islands and islands of electric waste off of the shores of Japan?
Yeah, there's islands, and then you know what? How much electronic waste is being shipped over to Africa?
Well, the majority of gold within a computer is contained within the CPU. The majority of it. Okay, the rest would be contained within the motherboard and possibly the video card, but the video card would be very, very little, right? And it's mostly due to the connectors on it, right, and part of the board itself. So if you were to take the CPU out of any computer in a dump, you would get the majority of gold within that computer.
yeah. So, in other words,
So,
they're collecting every single cell phones in
CPUs
Japan.
and do that. But having said that, if you know what kind of process they have to go through in regards to the recycling and the processes you have to do to refine that into the way that you could actually resell it, there's a lot of work that goes into that.
I also heard that if you're trying to recycle gold, you can't just recycle gold. You still need to put pure gold to mix it up, or else the purity will be different.
Yeah. So here's the thing. In rough numbers, there's about 10 troy ounces of gold.
10 troy?
That works out to be 3/5 of a pound per ton of smartphones.
Takes a while then.
Yeah, 10,000 phones weigh 1 ton.
So 10,000 phone equals a ton of gold.
Yeah.
And sorry, how much gold do you get out of that?
Out of a ton of smartphones, about 3/5 of a pound.
Okay.
That's rough numbers. That's not like whatever, but that's something I'm reading. Give or take a few ounces. I don't know. But yeah, can we find a ton of? So think about how much they have to do for 30 kilograms. But then again,
It's a lot of work.
We're also talking about Japan. We have how many smartphones do they have that people buy and get rid of, and how many demo units they have.
Well, on top of that too, Japan's recycling industry is actually way better than what we have here in North America.
Yeah.
So,
and another point too, if I remember correctly, it's kids that go through these wastes, getting out the garbage.
Yeah.
It's kids that are doing it.
Are you thinking about in Africa? Is that what you're thinking about, or
Africa, Japan, both.
Because I know in Africa, it's a huge industry there, and there's a lot of obviously really cheap labor and a lot of bad stuff that goes on with that, right?
yeah. Well, as far as I know, the recycling in Japan is similar to in Germany. Very strict regarding how everything gets done.
Well,
it's like religion down there.
That's why that's why whenever you get rid of old computers, you take out the hard drive, you put a drill through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you do the same thing with a smartphone?
Smartphones are different. Literally,
It's different.
No, it's not. Because with smartphones, and again, you can still recover information off the memory of anything. Smartphones and SD cards and any form of flash memory, it is harder because literally the whole flash is wiped out. Hard drives work differently because literally when you delete a file on a hard drive, it just takes it out of the table of contents of the hard drive, but the actual information is still on the drive. That's why you're able to recover it.
Yeah, but cell phones have It's not all flash memory on a cell phone either.
Yeah, there's no mechanical drive. There's no mechanical memory in a phone. It will add more weight to it as.
So you reset the factory settings, it wipes it. Then, and basically what we're saying.
Not
It
really.
does.
If you're gonna do that, you have to keep writing. I think you have to write several times before it's actually officially erased.
Well, that's on a hard drive.
No, even in even in flash drives, right?
Like I said, usually in flash drives, because usually it's more difficult to recover it. But yeah, I mean, writing and rewriting. Again, it all depends upon where that information is stored on the flash drive, right? I get like you have to fill up the whole drive, and erase it. Fill up the whole drive, and then erase it, because if it's like, say, you have a 512 gigabyte flash drive, you fill up 250 and you go 512 and you fill it up and then delete it. Well, and you only fill it up with 256 gigs of memory. Well, there's still another half of it that you can still recover things on because it was never overwritten. You understand what I'm getting, or the theory behind it?
Yeah.
So in essence, like literally, if you want to, the only way that you take it, and you break the chip in half. So
Too bad we can't do what the old-fashioned way, just use magnets, eh?
So, but yeah, so that's the thing about it. So, but it's fun putting a drill bit through a platter. It is fun. But then you grab the magnets out of there, and those magnets in a hard drive are freaking strong.
Oh yeah, I agree. Well, before I remember when I was doing theater work, because we have to use cassettes once back in the day. So to officially erase the cassette, we actually have this powered magnet. You have to go through the tapes itself to delete everything, all the previous shows and previous like soundtracks, because you don't want to leave the theater. So every time you do a full production stoppage or finish, you have to go through with that magnet. Kind of fun. Make sure you don't have anything metal with you though.
I just put it in an MRI.
Yeah. Okay, so final word with Japanese recycling for their metals.
That's great. Like I said, it's great.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see the design of it. I really want to see how they're going to design it.
I can picture it right now. It could be like Nokia phones, metal looking.
Why would it?
I don't know. It's just.
Why would it?
Joking.
It'll be a Sony phone. Don't worry, it'll be a Sony phone.
They still make them?
I believe so.
They'll be flip top metals. That's what they'll be.
Yeah. Okay, guys. And so thank you so much for joining us today. I just want to say thank you again to Mark, Chad, and Derek for joining us, and to you guys again from in our chat room. If you guys are watching us live on YouTube and Twitch, we're back again next week on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So, sorry guys. So if you guys click on the subscribe button, you'll get notification when we go live or even upload any new content. You can also download this episode and any other episode at your favorite podcasting application. Just search for Radio9 Podcasting Network. This includes Mark's new show, the Garage Tech Show. So we are rebroadcasting that show this week just to give you guys a preview of what's coming next. So thank you again for joining us. We'll see you guys next week at the Coffee Mug Show here at the Radio 9 Podcasting. I can't go through that thing. Good night, guys.